Today we're going to talk about a couple of FN SCAR rifles. Let's go do it. Welcome to the Hideout, and today we're going to talk about a SCAR rifle, in particular the SCAR 16. Now before we get started, please click subscribe, click the little like button when you do, send some comments, I'll do my best to respond. Please guys, check us out at sgt1911.com. You know, we share a portion of everything with St. Jude's, and it's just a good thing to do. Be a part of it. So let's talk about the SCAR 16 for a minute. You know, back last several years, the United States has been fighting terrorism around the world, and they started looking at different rifles because they thought the M4 wasn't going to work, and so they started bringing out the M1s or the M14s that were in storage because they were 7.62 by 51 and needed more power, and they start trying to get things. So FN, those there, you know, had into the circle there, and they produced a SCAR for the special operations units, and somewhat successful, somewhat not. I don't think it actually got picked up other than maybe some trials, and we're going to talk about that. So before we get started, I want you guys can go back and look at my SCAR 17. We'll put a link to it down below. The SCAR 17 video that I've got sitting right here. But I want to talk just a little bit about it because this is what I'm going to call the older model SCAR. SCAR 17, 7.62 by 51, 308. And the deal is, which is cool about this thing, it's a real battle rifle. It's a badass, but it was really cool to have this charging handle where I could put it on this side or I could rotate it to this side. I mean, that was bad. That was a good deal. So I could use charging from here, right-handed, left-handed, whatever, but there was a problem with it. And this may be the primary reason it didn't get picked up as a replacement for the M4. It had what was called a reciprocating bolt. Every time the weapon fired, this little charging handle goes back and forth. So if you're holding a rifle up here, you could get your hand in the way of the charging handle. Now, like I said, I could change it to the other side, but the bolt's still reciprocating and it's still bringing this charging handle back and forth. Now, you'll notice what I've done to keep my hands out of the way. I put a forward grip right here. So my hand will stop right here and not get up here. This is my SCAR 17. Now, let's go look at the SCAR 16, the newer model. Other than the color, pretty much the same. Stock folds this way. And one thing you'll look at it, now some of you guys who are familiar with them, be patient because a lot of guys are not patient with them. It's got a little notch right here. This little notch right here. So what this notch does, when I fold it over here, it'll catch right here. Now, I can fold the gun like this, and guess what? It'll operate, function completely like it should, like that. And then to undo it, I just push it back around and lock it back into place over here with this button right here. Now, the stock also, like its big brother, I can move the cheek weld up and down. It's adjustable. And I can move it in and out. So this thing is adjustable for different lengths of pull and a cheek weld. I really like that. I can hook a rifle sling in various different locations on the rifle. Like it. It's really nicely done ergonomically, just exactly like the other SCAR rifles. But we're going to point out a few differences in a minute, but just in case somebody's not aware of them, we're going to look at them. We have a fold up and down rear sight. You can put a red dot on it, you can mount a scope on it. You know, it's a personal thing. I don't think I would put one on just simply because the range I'm looking at with this 5.56 is not hundreds of yards. If I put anything on it, it might be a red dot just because it's quick. The 7.62, I might put a scope on it because I got a lot more distance so I can pick up some accuracy. Now, rails on the top, rail on this side, rail on this side, rail on the bottom. Now, being a civilian model, semi-automatic, but here's the difference. Let's go look at the difference real quick. Right here. I got two charging handles, one on each side. I don't have to reverse them. I think you can see that. Can you see that? I don't have to reverse them, and it's not reciprocating. So what's going to happen is if I get my hand in the way, this thing is not moving like it did on the older model. Now I believe, and I'm not sure, I'm not part of the military anymore, and even the guys in the military don't know because they're not decision makers, they're freaking grunts and troopers, and they don't get to make decisions. Shit rolls downhill. So my understanding is this is one of the reasons that this thing did not replace the M4 is because that reciprocating bolt. So FN addresses that and says, well, we don't have it anymore. We don't have to change it left and right. We'll give you both options and you can just rock and roll. So one of the reasons I believe that it did not get picked up is because of reciprocating bolt. FN has fixed that. Another reason we don't believe it got picked up is they're freaking expensive. You know, you go to your local gun show, pick up an AR-15 Armalite rifle for 600 bucks and you're ready to rock and roll. This thing uses the same magazine. They painted this one nice and cute too, Colin, so when it goes in, it's just all sand colored. But you know, this thing costs 6 times what an AR-15 costs. You're talking about over $3,000 for a rifle. Yes, they're cool looking. Yes, they're nice. But yes, they're freaking expensive. Another thing going on right now, and I think it's due to the expense, is you can't find them. They're rare that you find when you find them, but they're always out of stock. Or they're on back order. You know, I've looked at one of these. I seen one of these in the gun store 3 years ago. I walk in here recently, there's one there. 3 years you're waiting. Same thing with the SCAR 17, the SCAR 20, which is the 6.5 Creedmoor. They're just hard to find, and when you find one, it's got to be one of those days that's just like, damn, can I get it? Or there's the one I seen, first one I've seen in years, and I don't have $5 in my name. All those things, all those magic parts, magic pieces have to fall in order for you to get one. Is it worth the money? If you have the money, some of us may not have the damn money, but we're willing to, almost give up our soul for something we really want. It's kind of like 1911s. In my mind, a man can never have too many 1911s. But on the other hand, a man can never have enough dollar bills to buy all the 1911s that they want. So this thing here is completely ambidextrous. I mean, it's got safeties on both sides. It's got mag releases on both sides. It's just, the only thing that I'm looking for here that may not be completely ambidextrous is the magazine release on this side. I don't see one on the other side. But you can always just pop the bolt back. I don't have to hit that little button like on an AR-15. Let me show you again what I'm talking about. You lock the bolt back. And if I can get it locked back. Got the bolt locked back, and like on the ARs, guys are familiar with the little button right there. You just pop that button and the bolt goes forward. But this side, it's not there. So what does it take? With the left hand, you hit the button, or with the right hand, you hit the bolt and it's go. It's just like slingshot and slide together on any other handgun or anything. Now, what do I think about it? I hadn't shot it yet. I shot the 17. We're fixing to go outside with a 16. I expect I'm going to enjoy it. I hear the recoil's about the same thing as an M4. It's a little over 7 pounds, so it's still not heavy. It's probably going to be loud because of this muzzle brake out there, but hell, I'm deaf and I'll wear hearing protection. wear your hearing protection, guys. It's necessary. It's going to be fun to shoot. You know, here's the thing. FN, Fabrique Nationale. I've got some very old FN Fabrique Nationales. Love them. They're 75, 80 years old, and they just freaking rock and roll to this day. FN pistols. I've got some old Browning high power FN Nationale, made in Belgium. Love it. And then we move to today's world where we got the polymer weapons. The polymer handguns I am not a fan of. I'm too old. I'm too freaking old. It's hard to make that change. The FN polymer handguns, they may be good, but they're not my favorite polymer. I'm gonna go more with the H&Ks or something like that. With these rifles though, I tend to be fond of these rifles, and I think it's just because thus far my experience with the 17 is the damn thing absolutely is flawless. Excellent sights, shoots good, does everything it's supposed to. One thing I will tell you about this one before I forget it, it's got an adjustable gas tube on the front if you want to run it suppressed. Now, I'm going to speak about something here that I'm really not damn sure about. Somebody's going to bite me in the ass, but I don't care. I'm telling you, I'm not sure. I have heard that you can turn this gas tube down and run a suppressor on it. But if you do that, it voids the warranty on the rifle. Is that true? I don't know. I don't intend to run a suppressor on it, so I'm really not going to have to worry about it. But am I going to go outside and give it a little banging for the bang, or whatever you want to call it? Yeah, we're going to go outside and do our regular, normal attempt to bang, bang, bang. Let's go. Okay, gang, welcome to the range. We're out here today with the Scar 16. It's the newer model with the double charging handles. Newer to me, they've been out for a little while, but like I said, these are expensive rifles. So getting one when they can be found is tricky. You have to find it, and then you got to be able to afford it. And you know, most of us, that's a difficult thing to do. So what we're gonna do, I've got a magazine full, a 55 grain Winchester. We're gonna see if it actually does run. Let's see. So far, recoil is extremely light. Man, it's nice. I really like it. Extremely light. I bet I could burn through some shit quick in it. Woo! That's it. Now, like I said, if you'll notice, bolt, lock back, magazine release. I can hit that button right there, it goes forward. Weapons clear. What's not to like? Excuse me. Opinion. Damn things are freaking expensive. Are they worth it? Excuse me, I can't hear myself think this damn shit on. You know, you could buy several AR-15s for the price, but it would not be a Scar. Do I like it? You damn right I like it. Would I buy one if I had $3,300, $3,400, $3,500? Absolutely damn right I'd buy one. If you can get one without putting your marriage in trouble, without getting your electricity cut off or any of this other crap, hell, get you one. I think you'd enjoy it. So until we get to shoot together again, shoot safe and shoot straight.